If there's one thing we love about as much as cars, it's adventures.
And even better than that, of course, is adventures in cars. So we're about to take an epic multi-day trip in our home country of Australia in the Jimny.
But not just the Jimny, we've also got my mad four-wheel drive K-Truck.
So this little car started as a completely stock Jimny. It's got a bull bar, it's got a CB radio, it's got a Snorkel, it's the factory wheels I've painted black, it's got some BF Goodrich all-terrain muddy tyres. On the top we've installed some roof racks and I've got this basket for carrying all of my stuff in. On the back I've got some Mighty Car Mods chopped fingers, and in the boot I've got everything, I think everything that we're going to need to survive for a few days out in the bush. Martin, show us what you've got, starting with your hectic pod filter mod.
This is my K-tip truck, and while preparing it for this journey I realised that my air box and air intake was completely shagged, so I only had 24 hours to fix it. So I made myself, welded up a pipe and a pod filter, then I realised the water's going to get to it, so I put this bucket over the top, and I realised that wasn't going to work properly either, so I've also got my Snorkel, just in case I get into any hairy situations. Now this is a Daihatsu Hi-Jet. It is four-wheel drive, it's got low range, it's got locking diffs, it's got this overhang over the front which makes it not the best four-wheel drive vehicle in the world, but I'm very excited to see what this little thing is capable of. And in the tray I've got all my camping gear, I've got all my setup, inside I've got my food, I've got my navigator. I think I'm pretty much good to go.
Now, have you got a 2-inch lift on this as well?
I've got a 2-inch lift and I've also got mud tyres on it as well. That came with the truck.
So we've both got the same lift. So I got a 2-inch lift kit as well. So we should have some decent clearance. And we have got an epic destination, people. An epic destination, and you're gonna be coming with us. We're off-roading, we're camping, we're cooking, I was about to say we're hunting, we're not hunting. We've got all the food we need in the back. So come with us on this epic journey. Let's hit the road.
Is it worth telling people we've got zero experience in this?
They're gonna work that out.
They'll work that
out very soon.
Fair enough.
In Japan, this tiny little four-wheel drive is a K-class car, which means it has to be very small, very light, and comes with a 660cc turbo engine. This version here that we got in Australia has a 1.3 litre engine, different bumpers and some flares. These Suzukis have a cult following around the world, and I've got high hopes for this trip in my little Jimny.
And I'll be rolling in my Daihatsu K-Tipper. This minuscule work truck from Japan is powered by a 660cc non-turbo engine, making around the same power as a lawnmower. Luckily, it's not all about power, as this truck has some serious tech with switchable four-wheel drive, low range and locking diffs.
While these little cars may not be the toughest or most suitable off-road vehicles in the world, we're going to be hitting the road and hitting the dirt for our very first adventure off-road, with everything we need packed in the back to last us for a few days. Our first job is getting out of Sydney and heading west into the Blue Mountains, where these little cars are struggling to climb up any incline that's steeper than flat.
How's your little truck getting up those hills, mate?
Foot flat to the floor.
My foot is literally in the carpet.
And I'm gaining on you.
I think like every good road trip, no matter where we've been in the world, we got to start it off by going to get some servo snacks. And I forgot my sunnies, so I also need some servo sunnies. You keen?
Yeah, man, 100%. Let's do it.
Every good road trip starts with a pie, and unlike the delicacies that we can get in Japan, Australia has a little less to offer.
And Austria. Remember in Austria all the mad food as well?
That was crazy. Oh, and servo sunnies.
Yeah, man.
Hey, mate.
The chips you could buy in like 1966.
Yes.
The same chips you can buy today.
So there's no hot food here.
There is, look.
There is? Oh, there is hot food.
It's
Here we go.
the last one. Dude,
all right.
it's the last one.
Here we go. Welcome to Australia Servo Hot Food Selection. We've got a beef and onion, that's a pie.
That's a pie you can eat while you're driving easier because it's long.
And there's a beef pie, look at that. Oh God.
No, they don't fit your face.
No. Now we're four-wheel driving. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. That there is an Australian servo.
So is that.
That there. Can you put them on so I can see what they're going to look like on me? Yes,
yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's a Tinder win right there, isn't it?
They suit me.
That's awesome. I'm taking those. That's unreal. I got no wallet. Can you
I'll pay.
Do the thing? So excited.
Justin Bieber's girlfriend?
She's in the box. Is that a sex toy? Like a male sex toy?
No.
Justin Bieber's girlfriend.
It's perfume.
Oh, it's perfume.
Come buy it.
You put it on and it gets you the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Does it? How much is that?
$5.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
done. You are into Justin Bieber's girlfriend's box.
That's right, look at that. Oh, dude.
What is that?
Take some of that. Oh, there you go. now, get your mad sunnies on, dude. This is the start of what's going to be an epic road trip. So Martin, here you go, mate.
I think they spray the cow in some kind of preservative.
Oh, that perfume.
Oh, it's so bad.
Here you go, mate. Get on the outside of that. That there. I'm not feeding you, man. You eat. So
The
that
Dutch,
there.
the Dutch feed.
Oh.
Not great. I mean, like, what is that?
Whatever it is, like when you buy a steak, it normally has an expiry date of 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And that's about 2 or 3 years. So I don't really know what's going on.
Dude, it's the shape of a love
Oh,
heart.
it is the shape of a love heart. And now, but what's meant to happen now, Martin?
Well, there's
2 of them. Oh, it's like a slinky. For your...
it's so foul.
We're all fed up with an epic pie. Got some sunnies now. We are heading on to Lithgow in the Blue Mountains. And then the real adventure begins.
I have a feeling that pie is going to repeat on me somehow, some way.
I brought a toilet though. I brought a proper toilet seat and a shovel. I'm gonna dig a hole and then burn it.
These sunnies are all well and good, except now it's pissing rain and I don't need them and I can't see.
It's meant to be some of the worst weather that we've seen this year, mate. There's severe weather warnings.
All the way up and down the coast and inland.
And
We're gonna be getting wet. We're just lucky we've got Justin Bieber's girlfriend to keep us warm. Now when you are using a radio, it is important to come up with a call sign for yourself. Now, do you want to have a Mighty Car Mods call sign? It's really simple. This is how it works. You get something about yourself that is considered maybe not very powerful, and you add it with something powerful. Now, I am going a bit grey in the old beard hair and on the old head hair. I'm basically going to be looking like Santa Claus by next Christmas. And I've added that to something powerful. So for the remainder of this trip, I shall be the Grey Wizard.
Yes, all right, I'm too going to pick something of a similar vein and I'm going to go Bald Eagle.
And now we can get our radio talk on. This is Grey Wizard to Bald Eagle, over.
checking in, Bald Eagle to Grey Wizard 10-4 receiving.
Loud and clear.
I want to know what your call sign is. Let us know. Get something about yourself maybe you're not happy with, or something that's maybe perceived to be not that powerful, and add it with something powerful, and let us know what your call sign is.
The further we go, the worse the weather's getting.
I was watching the news last night, and it was saying there was severe weather warnings. I mean, I was imagining we were going to be sitting around a campfire, playing guitars, making some food, having some drinks, but we might actually just be eating some Tim Tams in a swag. Are you going to sleep in the tray of your ute?
I don't know if I can fit, but I think I'm going to give it a go if it's raining like this.
If it's raining like this, is there room for two?
No.
Lesser men may have turned around in the face of this weather, but we are heading into the eye of the storm in our little cars and won't let any of the reported cyclonic weather dampen our spirits. If we're lucky, it'll clear up a bit over the coming days.
So we're going down Mount Victoria. It's the backside of the Blue Mountains before you get out to the west. It's notoriously steep and fast. Trucks are supposed to do 40 k's an hour limit. I'm doing 51, so I'm breaking the speed limit for trucks, but not for cars. You can decide what kind of vehicle this is yourself.
You can just smell brakes in the air of everyone else who's just smoking their way down this mountain.
I just got chopped by a truck who's now doing 45, which might actually be doing me a favour. But yeah, man, there's like safety ramps and everything that go up the side of the mountain in case you run into trouble.
We've successfully made it up and over the Blue Mountains, so now we're heading to our first dirt trails.
All right, so we are about to hit the dirt, and so we're just pressuring down the tyres, which will give us a little bit more grip.
Should also help prevent punctures.
I think it's very likely that someone's taken a dump around here because it absolutely stinks and there are flies everywhere. this is it, mate. We are on the dirt, and look at this. This is amazing.
Beautiful. You're flicking up mud everywhere, man. Do you know where you're going?
Mate, I've got no idea, but the road is going that way, so I am going that way.
Are you still in two-wheel drive?
Dude, I'm still in two-wheel drive, and I'm getting where I need to get to.
It's so steep, actually. I'm in first gear, and I'm pinging it off the limiter, just getting up the hill. I think I'm going to need some low-range action soon.
We are going to struggle once it gets a bit more gnarly than this.
Australia is the driest inhabited continent in the world. 70% of the landmass is either arid or semi-arid land, meaning it gets less than half a litre of rainfall on average each year, and this makes it very prone to fires. Not too long ago, much of this area was burnt out by huge bushfires that took weeks to get under control. The landscape has already started to bounce back, but the views through the blackened tree trunks give you a stark reminder of those times. Many of the access roads we're taking are actually the fire trails that crews use to get down into the bush and help control the burns.
This is probably nothing compared to what we're going to be getting to soon. Got to find a place to camp eventually as well, man. Make some food.
How's your little truck feeling, mate?
So far, so good, mate. I mean, this is pretty mild stuff, but it's working. It's all working really well so far. Feels good. What mode do you have your Jimny in at the moment for this stuff?
I'm just in four-wheel drive at the moment, just normal four-wheel drive, just engage that. I'm not in anything low yet.
The biggest problem I'm going to encounter is that I'm essentially sitting on a wooden box. So there's not much padding when you go over the heavy, gnarly stuff.
First mud, mate. Let's get it done. I'm going down. Oh, yeah, man. I'm through. Come on, little truck.
Oh, scraping stuff. Scraping stuff, but I'm going to get through it. Yes!
Yeah, dude.
He's
Good
through.
stuff.
Oh, that's all subframe.
All right, this one looks pretty deep, actually. Jimny!
Yeah, dude, you got this. You got this, man.
Ooh. Ooh. She's deep. She's going though. Yes!
Yeah, okay, truck.
I got there.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, man.
Looks pretty hectic.
I know I have to hit that straight.
Yes.
So you can't drive that way or it just rolls over.
So this is spotting, right? Like we go and we walk it out first, and then you drive it, and I radio you to make sure.
I think so.
This looks.
And just work out if I go down there straight and then straight.
Well, you look. The other example is what other people have done here. You can see, sort of gripping the side. You know what I mean?
Maybe they had like intense articulation though to get their wheel sideways like that.
I reckon you can do it, man. I reckon you got this. This is a good test for the Jimny. Yep, looking good. Keep those wheels straight down the big hectic bit. Straighten her up. Nice. You won't tip. It feels like you're gonna, but you're not gonna. Looking good.
Feels sketchy as.
That's great, man. It looks good. Yep, you can straighten her up a bit. And now you're gonna ride this wall, I reckon, a little bit. Yep, looking good still. Slow it down a bit. Yeah, dude. It's gonna sort of start to fall in, but that's all right. Yeah, man. You are three-wheel driving, my friend. Same again for the rest. You got this, dude. Uh-oh, she's stuck at the back. Nah, back her up. Might have to back it up and you have to turn the wheels. There you go. Nah, see what's happening is your back wheel's locking up. So I reckon you got to go back a bit. Yeah, and maybe come right over this way or right over towards me. Same as the other one. Yeah, man, that's it. That's it. Keep it slow, keep it slow, keep it slow. Little bit of wheel spin there.
Yes!
That's great, man. Slow it down a little bit for this bit. How's it feeling?
Dude, this is awesome. I'm through. Jim!
You did it, man. The Jimny just did some very, very impressive driving through our first big obstacle. I have a truck I can go around, so I'm going to take that opportunity because I don't want to get my car stuck in the first half hour of my adventure and just work up to it. But that Jimny is impressive. Very, very impressive.
Dude, we're getting everywhere in these cars. We won't get stuck anywhere the whole weekend. Throw any hill at us, any rock, any rut, any puddle, we're getting through all of them. We will not get stuck.
Sure, mate.
Have a bit of faith, mate.
Sure, mate.
All Jimny adventures, time to hit the road.
And we know this is not the craziest four-wheel driving, but it is our first time out and a really good opportunity to get to know our cars.
See, that bit's high,
Yeah.
that bit's deep. How high is your intake off the ground?
Currently, it's like 400 mil.
Oh, well, you're not going to make it through then.
Oh, I need a snork.
Put your snorkel mod on. So we've just checked this water over here and it is too deep for Marty's mad intake. Now I do want to just give maximum props for a little pod with a paint container over the top of it.
It works.
That's amazing and it actually works. Now the intake on this was busted yesterday and of course being a hijet you just can't get intakes in Australia, so therefore that is what Marty came up with. That's freaking awesome. Martin, how are we getting through this water, mate? Because this is the highest water we've gone through yet today.
With my snork. So I actually made a snork out of leftover PVC pipe. And what we're going to do is attach my snork, which I've been carrying in the tray, to the intake. A little bit like that. I just got to back this hose clamp off. Attach the snork to the intake, and that will give me a snorkel Jimny style.
Dude, that's so good.
That's the plan. If she stays waterproof, it just gives it a bit of extra chance of survival. It's got to get. It's not. Yeah, it's not great.
But
we can come back a bit actually towards you.
Yeah.
A bit more. Let's see where we can put it.
That's on, as long as that's tight.
That'll do. I'll tighten it up, and we might cable tie it to the cab there.
Yeah, I'll cable tie the top on for
And
you,
then I've got a different filter for the top because I only realised that the intake was actually not only the air box was broken, so air was going to get in that way, and in fact dust was getting in that way, and I didn't realise. And what I also noticed was when I washed the car, the sound of the intake would change.
Oh, right.
Because the filter was getting wet, and so that it would make a different noise and go slow. And then I realised that not only that, the actual boot that connects to the engine itself, to the intake manifold, that was split. And I can't get any of those parts here. So that's going there, and then we're going to throw this adapter on there.
Look at that.
And then that pod filter on there.
That's going to sound
So we've
so
got
good.
filtered air, man. Full snork style.
All right, should we have a listen?
Yeah, a bit of clutch, man. We'll start it.
I can hear it sucking.
Oh,
That's so good.
it's great.
All right, Martin, here's the game plan.
More importantly, is it waterproof? That's what's
Well,
going to matter
we're about
the
to
most.
find out, but here's what I reckon we do. So, send the Jimny through first. I'll be on the other side. If you have any struggles at all, I'll swim out. We'll stick a strap on you and then I'll pull you out.
Good luck. Looking good. Oh. Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, it stinks. Oh, it smells so bad.
That's so good.
It smells like dead animals. Is that a thing? Oh, it smells so bad. Well done, little Jimny.
All right, so I'm attaching this strap in advance. Hopefully I won't need it. Being that I've got the train, it's super easy to connect. I'm going to do it so that if I do get stuck, I don't have to wade into it at that height trying to do this underwater. Hopefully I won't need it, but as a four-wheel driver, I'm just going to send it!
It's time to send it.
All right, first water crossing. Very nervous. Come on, little truck. We got this. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Now you're dirty.
Go, little keep truck! Whoa! Oh, I got wet!
Yes.
Yes! Awesome. Unstoppable. Oh, it stinks. And it's on me. Oh, it stinks like shit. The truck is just managing it beautifully. The Jimny looks more composed and is obviously handling it better, being that that's what it's made for. But considering this is a farm truck and a tradie vehicle that can also do this, I think it's just incredible. I just love it. Definitely something I'd look at modifying, but in terms of how it's handling it, it's amazing. I'm getting bounced around a bit. It's not particularly comfortable, but again, tradie ute, that's just the way it is.
That's a capable little truck, mate. Oh, mate, look at this.
Wow.
This is awesome.
You can't get here unless you have a four-wheel drive or something that can go through all those tracks.
That's amazing.
How good is it?
This must have been crazy when the bushfires were on. Can you imagine what it would have been like standing here when all of this is on fire?
Yep, and literally all of it. The only thing that's left is like this kind of stuff. Grassy stuff. Everything
That's
else
crazy.
is just burnt.
While we're here, we're going to pick up some garbage, take a bunch of bad stuff out with you that otherwise wouldn't get taken
So
out.
leave it better than you found it.
Exactly.
After a quick clean up to keep Australia beautiful, we are back in the mud.
Ah! Oh, it's deep. It's very, very deep. Yeah, you'll get there though, mate.
Oh my God, I do not know if I'm going to make it through that. Oh, I thought I was stuck for sure. Oh my God. Oh, whoa. Oh, I think I drowned my motor. It's a bit, Oh, yeah. Hey, truck. Another one. Yeah, K-truck. Oh, that's a bit deeper. Went great though. The track is starting to get a bit gnarly again in front of me, dude. You might want to go first with your nice controllable auto descend.
Yeah, starting to get a lot of that kind of rock left and right action.
Bit craggy, isn't it? I noticed that on a camera it's a bit hard to tell grade. Like it's hard to tell just how steep something is without being here.
It's kind of getting a little bit steeper than we've seen so far today.
I feel like I'm about to fall out the front of the truck.
Really worried I'm going to hit my head on that. I just saw another car.
Suspension on the side of the track, which is not a great sign.
It just looks like it wants to flip me sideways so quickly, and my wheels are under me, so you get a weird sensation where you don't have the wheel out in front of you where you would normally expect the grip to happen. The grip happens under your butt, so you're kind of hanging off the front of the car. Totally different sensation of driving a car on a road, that's for sure.
The terrain soon goes from goat track to flat track, so we can pick up the pace with our huge engines.
Over the last 13 years of making Mighty Car Mods, we've done road trips in countries all over the world. And while we've driven to Central Australia, now is a really good opportunity for us to explore our own state of New South Wales. And four-wheel driving is a great way of just slowing down a bit and seeing parts of the world that you may not see otherwise. We've got one more stop up ahead and then we are setting up camp for the night.
Yeah, man. Look
You
at it
reckon?
go. It's got its mad little bucket intake.
Oh, I hit my head on it every time I get out. That's to stop the rain getting in.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it sounds really daughty.
It's getting everywhere it needs to get to.
Just.
We got a short walk up here, mate. Go check out the sights, and then we set up camp, mate.
Gonna go camping? Mad. I don't think I've ever been camping before.
We've heard about an incredible site that's just off this four-wheel drive track, so we're going to check it out.
That's weird.
I've never seen a rock like it. It really feels like it's falling in on you.
I
doesn't
feel
it?
like the world's supposed to be this way.
Yes. It's like a coliseum of rock, isn't it?
Yep.
There is some Aboriginal artwork here. Now, the Aboriginal people are the Indigenous people of Australia that were here for tens of thousands of years before white people arrived. And what's amazing is that this artwork has stood the test of time. There's like big hands, there's little hands, and the more you look, the more you see them popping out everywhere.
Yeah, you sort of look at the rock for a while and then you suddenly see they start appearing. It's really, really cool. There's sites like this all over Australia. And a lot of them are hard to access. I mean, we're lucky to be able to get to them the way that we did, which you couldn't do in, you know, your normal car. So it's pretty special to come to a place like this. And I've never seen like this rock formation is just incredible.
And I think it's important to know the history of your country, of its Indigenous people and their culture and their stories and their music, and so we can kind of have a better understanding of how everyone's going to share. Because we've got to share. It doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing, you got to share, and sharing in different people's culture is a really good way of learning about them and learning about yourself as well.
With the end of our first day coming to a close, it's time to hit the road and go and set up our camp for the night.
All right, this is where we are camping for the night,
Beautiful.
and it's just started raining.
The weather has just turned, that cloud has just come in. I feel like we're in a cloud.
It does, I mean, it's pretty amazing. You're going to sleep in the back of your tray, so you're fine. You're off the ground.
I'm going to try.
I'm going to set up a swag underneath a tarp just for double, because we're meant to have like severe weather tonight. So
Right.
this is like okay. This is annoying, but it's okay.
Yeah, this is
But it's
dealable.
meant to be actually dangerous in some parts of New South Wales. All right, let's do it, Martin.
3, 2, 1, camp is done. Go.
The weather is looking pretty shabby and it's expected to be terrible later. So I'm using the Jimny as a bit of a weather break. So I've got that there. I've just attached a tarp to the top of it, and then down under here, I've got my swag. Now, of course, you could just camp out in a swag, but if the weather actually does get feral, I'm gonna be happy to have a little bit of protection there to keep things dry, particularly that we're not just away for one night. It is a multi-night journey. So that is the Jimny setup. I can access the car from my little shelter there, which is awesome. And now we'll go check out Marty's K truck, which does look like it's wearing a top hat.
I'm utilising my tip tray as a roof thing. So I've got your Max Tracks, which you lent me. I've tied them into the back of the ute, and I've used the top, and I've tied some ropes down, and I've put my swag in the tray.
That's
But because
really
I'm
good.
185 centimetres and the tray's 188, I fit with this much room to spare.
Yeah, that's
it's not
awesome.
going to be comfy, but at least I'll be dry if the weather does get bad, which they say it's going to, but who knows. And
Dude, I reckon you'll be fine. And the genius of this, you got access to all of your crates and stuff there, which
I
is
have
amazing.
like the hardware stuff, and then in that I've got like clothes and sleeping bags and, you know, changes. Like I can get changed in here, I can sit in here and hang out with all my friends.
With the camp set up, now I'm going to show you how to cook a steak.
Now, the first step of getting a good quality steak in your mouth is making sure you buy some good quality meat. Now, you want to get a steak that has been grass-fed, not grain-fed if you can. Grain-fed is cheaper, but it means that the cattle may have been force-fed grain, which could make them sick, and then they've got to give them medicines and other things. Grass-fed means the cows is eating grass, so we're starting with that. You want to let them get up to room temperature, and then you want to season them really well. So camp cooking doesn't have to be hard, you just got to be prepared. I've got this little bucket that's got all the stuff that I need every time, like seasoning, so we're just going to go for salt, pepper, a little bit of oil, and then I've got something special in here that I'm going to be showing you later on. So we're going to rip out the steaks and give them an epic amount of seasoning. The cooking surface that you use actually imparts a lot of different characteristics on the food that you're cooking. So I'm using a cast iron skillet. If you cooked using a fry pan or using a different kind of pot or a barbecue, they're all different tastes. This here I use over the fire and is really good for meat. So we're going to put that on and get it super hot.
He's been a vegetarian for pretty much his whole life. So I wouldn't say that I don't trust him with cooking a steak, but it's going to be very interesting to see how this turns out. That said, when he gets his mindset on something like Jimny's or going forward driving and camping, it usually happens. So if the same thing happens with a steak or onto a winner, because the Jimny's a winner. If the Jimny gets bogged and the steak sucks, we probably should have stayed home.
So I'm not putting anything in there until it's super hot, which brings us to the next question. How long should you cook a steak for? Now, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, nobody was running through the bush after some lightning hit a tree and then burned a kangaroo and went, oh, look at that, it's a fully cooked kangaroo. Oh no, I don't want that one. I want that kangaroo that's only a little bit cooked because I want it rare, I want it medium rare, I want it blue. People are either eating sashimi, they're eating raw stuff, or they're eating really well done stuff. Now, this idea of just having it slightly seared, that's the stuff that modern humans invented. I don't know why. We're getting a little bit of oil on there now, and we're getting our nicely seasoned steaks, and we're putting them on there. We're gonna lay them away from me. How long should you cook it for? What you can do with a measuring tape, I reckon that's about 12 mil thick. So 12 minutes, 6 minutes on each side. You can get your timer, get your phone out, that is it. So I'm gonna lay it on there, lay it away from me. If it doesn't sizzle, it's not hot enough. That is the sound that we want to hear. So that is on, that is on. Now here's the trick, people. Here's the trick. I'm getting my timer. We're doing 6 minutes aside, but we're gonna be swapping every minute. This is the key. It's not 6 minutes, then flip it 6 minutes. Every single minute we're gonna be flipping these for 12 minutes. All right, that's been 1 minute. So we're flipping, and look at that. Look at all that salt and pepper and seasoning making these delicious crusty lines. So I was actually raised vegetarian, even though I grew up on a cattle farm, and so I hadn't eaten any meat until I was about 30 years old. All right, we're doing our last flip, and now is when I'm putting some sauce on. You don't want to put your sauce and all your herbs and stuff on there too early because it's just going to burn. This is Japanese miso, Danish butter with garlic that I've cut up and rosemary. So this here, a little knob of this is going on the top of each steak. It's just going to cook up. We want to make sure they are completely covered in that flavour, so we're going to do the last flip. Look at that butter. All right, get all that sauce around there, and now heat off. We're going to put them to the side to rest, and we're going to rest them for half the time they've been cooking. We've just got to 1 minute, so we are flipping them again. Yes, we're flipping them off the heat. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, it smells so good.
Grab it.
I have a plate with llamas on it.
There you go. You are on. I'm not done
Dude,
yet.
it's so juicy.
Just hang there.
Oh my God.
Hang there, Martin.
Not done.
We just get you
Oh,
the garlic,
oh.
the butter, all of that. That's all taste.
Dude, this is impressive.
That is all flavour
For a bit of
that
a not,
you should be eating.
for a bit of a not meat guy,
Dude, get into that.
I'm gonna go sit. Can I just sit on my chair?
Dude, get into it. Homegrown garlic, rosemary from my neighbour's tree. That is good to go.
That's really bloody good. I kind of thought it wouldn't be. I wouldn't say I was hoping it wouldn't be. That's one of the nicest steaks I've ever had.
How is it, mate?
It's pretty amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
And we are
So flavoursome. Are we just getting rained on? Come on.
in the rain.
Guess we're eating under your tarp.
Oh man. At least we got our dinner cooked.
The K-truck made it.
I know.
I legitimately thought you'd be pulling it out of every hole or it wouldn't even be here.
I honestly thought we'd be sitting around a campfire with a banjo.
Well, that would be nice.
Instead, we're sitting under a tarp. Are we the only people camping in Australia right now with no beer?
Yeah.
Good.
Are you supposed to bring beer?
Apparently. You're also supposed to be in, like, not a K-truck. Now, to finish up the day, I do have a little treat. I'm going to let you nibble on my balls again.
Oh, that was so good last time.
So I've made them this time with goji berries, with
Are they the
dates,
cashew ones?
almonds and cashews,
Yes.
and cinnamon.
Put your
There
balls
you
in my
go.
hand, dude.
Take
yes.
that.
You always got to cup it when you eat it.
That is dessert. Might need a few bites.
Oh.
There
Oh.
it is. See you in the morning, everybody.
Dude, your cooking is 10 out of 10, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Just like my camping equipment.
Your camping's amazing.
So that ends our first day off-road in the Suzuki Jimny and the Daihatsu K-Tipper.
It's 3:30 in the morning, and I can hear some kangaroos having sex outside. It's raining so much. I don't know why kangaroos are having sex in the rain. I guess they don't care because they're kangaroos.
So I slept pretty well, other than the kangaroo orgy that was going on around here, which was very, very noisy. A good tip when stuff's really wet is just get yourself a chamois, like same thing you dry a car with, and I'm just going around, I'm gonna dry my swag with it. Not much of it's wet, but it's better than packing it away soaked, and if you've got no cover at all, then you should definitely clean it up. And then gonna pack up the tarps, and then today we're continuing on to, I gather, drive around in mud and probably get bogged. It's gonna be excellent. How'd you go, mate?
I did well. Not a drop of water in there, man. Like, everything in there is completely dry, and I had my hardware and my clothes and my drinks and my pack of Tim Tams.
Dude, that's amazing.
Did you hear those kangaroos?
Oh yeah, never heard anything like it. I was like, either Marty is having some weird dreams in his tent, or that's a kangaroo party.
Because now they're looking a bit...
Look at him.
They look a bit awkward.
Look at him.
But do you reckon she's called him? Because I reckon he was like, we really had a thing, like, you know, this is it, this is us forever, and now she's all like, meh.
Oh.
That was the vibe I got.
Okay, there is 3 of them though. So there's obviously a bit of triangle going on there. Martin, it's probably time to have some breakfast.
Cool. What are we having?
I like your raincoat.
I don't.
I'm
but
having a muesli bar.
I'm safety high vis.
Are you going to cook anything?
No.
I don't really want to cook anything in this rain.
I'm not going to cook anything.
I'm glad we didn't bring a gazebo though.
A gazebo would have been terrible.
Because in this hectic wind, it would have blown away, wouldn't it?
Well, gazebos are a bad idea if it's windy, right?
Look how windy it is, Martin.
Though it may be a little bit soggy, our first night of camping is a total success. We're now fully rested and ready for whatever lays ahead of us on our mad off-road adventure.
All right, we are leaving the campsite. Good morning, Bald Eagle. This is Grey Wizard. How you doing, mate?
Mate, I had such a nice dry sleep. Is it even a four-wheel drive thing if you don't say mate before every conversation?
Mate, that is a good question. Mate, I think we need to start the day by going through some rivers, mate.
River crossings, cool. Never done one of those before.
There's one just up here. We're not getting any wetter considering it's pissing down anyway.
This is true. I'm looking forward to getting muddy today.
Into the mud hole, mate.
Water crossings are one of the more risky obstacles when off-roading. It is possible to be swept downstream if the water is too deep or moving too fast. Recovery gear is a must, and walking the crossing first is a good idea, unless of course there are crocodiles.
All right, mate, I'm gonna go down through this river. If I get stuck, can you pull me out?
I think what we're meant to do is you're meant to try and get through and then I wait rather than me follow you. So that if you get stuck, then I can pull you out and vice versa. Dude, you're on a bit of an angle there, man. I'd go a bit of right hand down. Oh, dude, your wheel's off the ground. Your rear left wheel is off the ground.
Woo.
You might need more speed, mate. You might need more speed.
Uh-oh. 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 Got no drive.
Go back a bit, back a bit. If you can't go back, I'll just pull you out.
I think my problem is it won't actually engage full drive anymore. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There's something wrong with my transfer case, I think. Oh.
Oh, dude, you're good.
Oh, that was sketchy. Oh, that was weird.
All right, I'm coming through. Let's go, Jimny.
not the kind of river that would really stop this normally, I don't think, except that when I went through and hit that dip, I heard like a clunk noise, and then I looked down and my transfer case selection was like, see how it rolled just then?
Yeah.
It's like it's in neutral, so the transfer case isn't in high or low. And then when I tried to put it back in, it was like grinding, and then finally clunked when I yanked on it.
Okay.
And then it was in gear, and then it would go. So it's just almost like maybe it wasn't selected properly because it just popped out.
Okay.
But I mean, as long as
it's all right now though.
I think so. I mean, as long as that says, yeah, four-wheel drive. Because I looked down and it didn't say four-wheel drive anymore. Because in high range it doesn't come up, and neutral, but then in low range it does. But that wouldn't activate.
Okay.
But
Are you good now then?
Yeah, seems all right.
Back on the road?
Yeah, mad.
So we got a bit of driving on sealed roads now to continue our adventure to the mountains. So just going to put some more pressure in the tyres. People do use air compressors and stuff like that they mount in the back of the four-wheel drives. We're just using this little RYOBI inflator deflator. You can use it for doing airbeds and stuff like that as well, but it is accurate because you can just put in exactly what pressure you want and then hit go and it'll just do its thing.
Some more pressure means better on-road performance from our tyres. And while we wait, we're cleaning up just a little bit more of Australia. There are over 800,000 kilometres of road in Australia. That's the distance to the moon and back again. It's a big place with so much to explore. Our little vehicles have proven to be capable off-road, and while by no means highway cruisers, they get the job done on the blacktop too.
All right, we've just swapped cars for a quick drive. What I can tell you is this little K-Track is one of the most uncomfortable trucks I've ever driven.
Isn't it bad? It's like sitting on a wooden box. Dude, I'm tripping out because I have a comfy seat and I can see my bonnet.
I can't believe you've spent the last day or two driving in this kind of lack of comfort.
Especially when you bounce off some big pile of mud and it like your head hits the ceiling and then your tailbone hits that seat.
How is your comfort level going in the Jimny, mate?
I feel like I'm in the Rolls Royce, man. I'm like, got side support, I've got squash on my butt. This thing is incredible. What a vehicle. And it's more capable than the K-Truck as well.
Well, it might be more capable on the dirt, but it's not more capable at actually tipping, which is what this truck does.
That is actually its job, correct. And we've been picking up rubbish and we're going to tip that shit out.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
So onto the mud trucks. We're going to go find some more mud, I think, now.
Yeah, we're on to Sunny Corner, mate, which is a place I used to go dirt bike riding when I was way younger, actually.
Awesome. I'm keen to see it. Let's do it.
So we just pulled off the road back onto the dirt, and this is a massive state forest, and we've basically got to get our way from one side to the other side, so we've got to make our way through it. I understand it's going to be pretty muddy in there as well.
Yeah, after all that rain last night, it's got to go somewhere.
Which is going to be hectic, and people do get lost in there, so on our Garmin we're basically going to be leaving little waypoints.
Breadcrumbs.
Little breadcrumbs, so we know how to get back out again if we can't find our way to the other side. So, going down, and then Martin, you know what I'd like to see you do?
A jump?
No. Well, yeah, I'd love to see you do a jump. No, I would love to see you get your diff lock and donut on.
Do a good luck
truck.
donut.
There you go.
Sweet.
A good luck donut
I
to
can make
hopefully
that
not
happen.
get lost.
I can make it happen.
So we've started here, Marty. We've come all this way through here, all the way up here, and now we're there at Sunny Corner.
Yep.
And where we're camping is there. So we've basically got to make our way through the forest here, and that will actually get us to up there. So that national park, that's where we're camping. So we're basically going to be going through there up to there.
Oh, wow.
Now on here, we've got the waypoints that we put in.
Yep.
So basically we just follow that.
I've got all the trails in there too.
Yeah, and that's going to take us to where we're camping. So basically we just follow that. And hopefully we shouldn't need to retrace our
And
steps.
you can add waypoints if you need to, right?
As
Like
we
when you're
go,
driving.
just
if
drop
you get to an intersection, you're going to go left or right, you drop a waypoint there, so you'll always be able to get back to that intersection.
Exactly. Hopefully we won't get lost though. We can just keep going through, but in
Yeah.
case we do, then we have that.
Cool. Well, we're out.
Ready
Let's
to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. So the track that we're doing today is rated as difficult. Now, that does seem a little bit concerning, except the K-Truck and the Jimny, I think, are more than capable. And Marty and I now have at least a day or two's worth of four-wheel driving experience under our belt.
Although Australia is most commonly known for kangaroos, drop bears, koalas, deserts and beaches, 17% of the land is covered in forests, both natural and plantation. While only 2 or 3% of those are commercial plantations like this one, they exist only where there's plenty of rainfall. And this area was originally home to one of the largest silver mines in Australia and for a time experienced a gold rush. It was named after the Sunny Corner company that first found it. Now it's home to a sustainable commercial forest and access is provided for recreation as well, as many of these roads are access roads for large logging trucks and machinery. The wood is harvested and replanted every 30 years and turned into framing for houses, fencing, chipboard, paper and cardboard. These dirt roads provide us with a chance to explore deep into the landscape that is super popular with the off-road types.
Man, that's super steep. I reckon it's game over if you roll down there.
Yeah, if you're lucky one of those trees will catch you, but I definitely don't want to find out. Just go slower, eh?
Yeah, just got to be careful.
What I'm learning about four-wheel driving is that not all four-wheel driving is like in and out of mud holes and over big rutty stuff. Like a lot of it is trails and access and getting to the places, hey?
And also trying to make sure you enjoy it as well. Like there's no use just driving along being scared the whole time and worried. You got to, I guess, trust in your ability and trust in your equipment as well.
Kind of like dirt biking, except you can take a whole tray and a whole car of stuff with you.
Yeah, true.
The hills start getting steeper and the surface looser, asking more of our little 4x4s. With long descents into the valleys and steep climbs out, it's a chance to see how well our vehicles can handle the varied terrain. Often the only gauge of how steep it actually is to look at how much of an angle the trees grow out of the ground to try and stay vertical chasing the sun. Your average soft roader or SUV could make it up some of these roads, but it's uncommon to see anything but four-wheel drives on at least all-terrain or mud tyres out here. The forestry employees run fairly serious rigs with recovery gear for when it gets muddy or something gets stuck. They've also borrowed my air filter bucket mod idea.
Bucket? Bucket!
Except mine's from Bunnings. All right, creek crossing, here we go. These do make me a bit nervous, mate. It's very steep on the way out.
In case you roll backwards or flip or something, I'm just going to stay out of your way, so I'm just going to stay back a little bit.
All right, full send, here we go.
I'm in four-wheel drive, low range.
Whoa. Oh, she's up, dude. It's a steep hill, though.
Yeah, nice. All right, I'm coming up now, mate. This is the steepest we've had so far. I know some people do like properly crazy rock crawling, gnarly, like vertical stuff, but this is pretty steep for us, mate.
Oh, I can barely get over those hills.
Probably like when we've got cars at racetracks, it's really hard to see just how fast you're going. It's also really hard to see just how steep this is, but I can tell you it's really steep. My Garmin's saying that this part was 32 degrees of incline.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, let me know when you're up and I'll try and get up there too.
I'm not sure exactly what it means, but once it goes over 25, it goes orange, and now over 30, the thing's turning red.
Great. All right, see you up there in a second. Here we go. Steep climbs are crazy.
You can probably start making your way up here now, I reckon, mate.
All right, on my way, here we go. All right, this is very steep. I actually have to stay in first gear because I don't have that low down torque to hold it. But if I stay in first, I can keep the revs up. The power band's like 5,000 RPM in this little 3-cylinder. When your wheels are pointed straight and you're going up, it doesn't feel that crazy. When you're looking up the hill, it looks wild. This little bit of the hill, oh, it feels like you're gonna fall off and then go back down again. It's all good. Keep the revs up, plenty of grip. Up we go. Oh, jerking around a bit. It's hard to keep your foot still when the car's jerking you around so much. Rough area makes it a bit trickier. Whoop, it goes. The thermo fan will probably come on after this because this is actually quite taxing on the engine. Full revs, a lot of load, first gear, slow, not much airflow.
How you doing, mate?
Good man, I'm just coming up the top now.
All right, so that was a super steep climb, but our mad little cars have made it to the top of
They have.
top of a thing.
They have. So this is awesome because this like four-wheel drive manual has this actual track listed, and we're doing it in reverse, but it's awesome because it's got like little codes, which I didn't understand at first, but it's like track junction, which is where we are now. It says turn right, so we're going to go that way. It also says SP signposted, and there's one that says Brown Butt Mountain Trail. Brown Butt. And then the track drops steeply into the creek. So we just did that crazy ascent.
Yep.
No doubt there's one on going back down, which is going to be a bit sketchy.
So then back down and then through a creek.
This is awesome. And it's
Drops
also got,
steeply.
yeah, it's also got longitude and latitude, which is mad, because if you get lost, you can be like, well, you know, punch in your GPS the actual coordinates and it'll show you where to go. Really helpful. Maybe take something like this with you if you're going to do one of these things. Four-wheel drive treks close to Sydney. Much like what we just went up, now we're going down. Same thing, first gear, pretty much hands off, a little bit of brake if I can, but I've got to be careful I don't lock wheels up. Actually feels alright, like it's very steep, but it feels controlled so far. Like it wants to run away in those steep bits and I'm sort of letting it, then brake when I know I got grip. You keep going again. Feels okay. Some seriously steep downhill. Big rocks I'm trying to avoid. It's a bit slippery. Just always conscious of that subframe. Oh.
Yeah, man, it's so steep here. My stuff is just all falling off the front seat down onto the floor.
Yeah, I'm just picking this line down behind you because anywhere else I go, I think I'm going to smash the shit out of the subframe.
All right, I think we're down now, mate. Doesn't look too bad around here.
The deeper we go into the forest, the more technical the tracks start to become. More water crossings, more washed out and rutted tracks and loose rocks that mean our average speed drops right down. This makes it hard to predict exactly how long a trail will take when the surface changes so much in a short time. Luckily, we have our camping gear with us, so if we get stuck, we can also stay overnight. Some tracks can be deceiving with parts that look well graded but actually have huge jagged rocks sticking up in the middle, trying to remove your sump or subframe. Sometimes it's better to find an easier path, which are often labelled cheat tracks, which means you can continue rather than get stuck on something just for the sake of it. However, if there's a particularly challenging part of the track, getting someone to spot you and walking it first is always a good idea.
All right, so that I reckon is the most hectic hill we've got so far, man.
Definitely. I reckon because it's such a narrow wheelbase, there's a big dip on the right, and I reckon if I hit that, I'm going to bottom out my subframe and then I'll be like this way in a hole. So I think I'm actually better off sort of
If you
staying
hit
to the
that,
left.
you'll go over.
Yeah, I'm better off
100%.
staying to the left because I think like those tracks sort of use the middle and then use the left.
Yeah.
But that's pretty gnarly, especially you can see the rocks. You lose heaps of grip on the rocks, don't you?
Yeah, I reckon just stick to the left, and when you get near, like 3/4 of the way up, hook hard right, because see how the track kind of goes around to the right, so
Yeah.
that you're staying on the plane of the track rather than staying on that angle and then your car's going to be going over. So I reckon follow that middle line, go around that big hole, and then up to the right.
Cool. You going to spot me?
Yeah, I'll hang with you, so I'll just be on the radio. We'll get you up there.
All right, here we go.
All right, mate, nice and slow.
By far the steepest hill we've done so far. Here we go.
Yeah, looking good. Just keep your left hand down a little bit. That's it. Hug the edge.
Ooh. Ooh. Two big rocks
Right, now
here.
over to the right a bit.
Yep, cool.
That's it.
Oh.
Left hand down. Keep going. Yeah, you're up, dude. You're good.
Fantastic. That was wild. Lots of sharp, craggy rocks too. Ooh. Go
And your ground clearance is literally only making it by millimetres.
All right, mate, coming up.
Oh man, looks good. I'd take a similar line to what I did, I reckon. Looking good. Yeah, hug that left edge, man.
The grip's amazing.
That's awesome. And across to the right as well, just to avoid those big rocks.
Oh, dude, the Jimny's up, no worries at all.
Sliding around on that loose stuff, hey?
Yeah, it's crazy. Just trying to keep my thumbs on the outside of the steering wheel because it just thrashes around so much.
We've made it to a clearing perfect for setting up a quick lunch of Japanese ramen on our camp stove. Then we're back into our mad little off-roaders, honking our way down the mountain.
All right, so the rain's just kicked in again, mate.
Bit of a steep descent again. This is a bit tricky because we can't just go straight down it.
Yeah, man, this is a little bit tricky, actually. I'm just going to put the CB down, man.
Ooh, I'm sliding around. Give him some space. Man, you were three-wheeling just then.
All right, I think that's the worst of it, mate. You can probably head on down.
That's some tongue-out driving. I'm turning the wheel and my car is going straight.
We're actually pretty lucky it's not pouring with rain now. If this thing was all mud, it would be very sketchy.
Oh no, we're still... Oh, there it goes. Oh.
You going okay, mate?
Yeah, I just bashed the shit out of the subframe because my wheels weren't gripping up, and so I sort of went off the trail a bit.
Yeah, all right. Well, look, it looks like the weather's turning bad. I reckon we just make our way to the next camp, mate. So we got still a little bit of a drive to go, but it is getting later, so let's go set up camp.
No worries. I think we're through most of the gnarly stuff now anyway, aren't we?
No.
It's actually easier than you'd think to get lost somewhere like this, where trails double back on themselves, loop around, and the only reference you have are trees and ants' nests. We weren't clear on which turn to take, and we ended up on a trail to nowhere, which had a few tricky sections. By doubling back and checking our maps, both digital and paper, we were able to find the correct trail and continue on our way to a challenging downhill section and creek crossing.
So we got a bit lost and ended up taking this road here, which is just a dead end. It leads to a campground, so now we've got to come back down. It was a little bit sketchy getting up, and it looks even sketchier getting down. You good, Marty?
I'm good to go. I ate a Tim Tam just in case.
Nice. All right, let's do it, man. So you're just going to left wheel, straddle the side, right wheel, straddle the centre. Yeah, that's it, that's it.
Oh, that was hectic.
That looked sketchy for a second there, man.
All right, do you want me to help you get down?
Yes, please.
Right, so my mate's going to send his four-door van. He's going to full send straight down this hill. He's not scared of no roots. He's not scared of no rocks. He's going to send it straight down the rock and send it. All right, mate, you ready? All right, mate, I reckon the line you sent me down's perfect. Just go as slow as you can. Yep, looking good. Beautiful. You won't hit this rock. You got heaps of clearance.
Straight or right hand down?
No, perfect. Just exactly where your wheels are. Just keep going, man. You're right. Yep, keep going. Bit more right hand down and away you go. Not that much. Yep, beautiful.
Perfect, thanks, mate.
Right, so about to cross Wilwar Creek, dude. This is probably like the most technical thing we've come across. We've built up some rocks here. So just straight down, keep your wheels straight, sort of ride that edge. Yep, looking good. Yep, that looks good, man. Bit further to the passenger side, yep. That way a little bit.
Going left.
Yep. And you're gonna kind of come down here towards me.
From inside the car, the perspective is totally different.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
It feels like the front wheel is about to go off the edge of a cliff, and the car toppling over sideways is a real possibility.
And now this way?
I'm going to back up and try a different line. This is why spotting is so important at times like this.
Right hand down. Watch out, watch out. Now we got to get you through there.
Oh, great.
That's the sketchiest driving I've ever done. That there, for me, is the four-wheel drive equivalent of hitting turn one at Sydney Motorsport Park at like 170, 180 k's an hour. Sketchy. All right, mate, that's it. Just really, really slow as you can go.
This is wild.
Turn towards me, mate, that's it.
Oh, I'm beached or something. Oh.
Oh, full lock, that's it, mate. That's it, mate. Really, really slow. Full lock, right hand down. Full lock, right hand down.
Down here. Oh, I can see the wheel. That's actually quite helpful. Woo. Oh,
Slow, slow, slow. Straighten the wheel, mate. Straight.
oh, that's crazy.
That's it, slow down. All right, no, it's just your rear wheel's up in the air, that's all right. All right, rear wheel's coming down now. And we got touchdown, mate, you're on the ground. Well done. Good job, mate.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
All like wheel up in the air
Yeah.
and tipping over and stuff.
You feel so out of control. Like, what are you gonna do? Just fall down the hill?
I guess so. And
And steeper than it looks like on camera always.
then, yeah, and then ride home with me in the Jimny.
Man, let's drive in this creek.
Yeah, I have no idea where we're going though.
And with that, we've reached the bottom of the valley, and the only way out is up, including driving up a creek and onto some more challenging hill climbs.
The car just wants to go down and
Yeah.
you take the brake off a tiny bit and it's just sliding and slipping. And looking at your car, I thought you were going over.
And if you give it a fulcrum that is the wrong fulcrum, it goes, oh, I'll just go this way.
Yeah, yeah.
Because gravity says I should, instead of that way, which is where you want to go. What I'm so impressed with is the amount of grip that you get from muddies.
Yes.
And a bit of suspension clearance, although limited in some ways. Like my little truck had more problems on some of the trails with the big rocks, where I'm just hitting them,
Yes.
than some of this kind of stuff, although that was next level.
Yeah, but some of these fire trails you could get down in a Corolla,
Yes.
like some of them if you needed to. That there, you're only getting down in a car like this that's kind of lifted with proper tyres and stuff.
Gotta be set up for it.
We've made our way to the bottom of the valley.
Yeah.
We've got to make our way all the way out and up. We have been lost a little bit, but the track is only this way. It's either drive up this creek or drive up the hill. So we're going to go up the hill. And we're just going to power on now and get to our campsite because we are going to be losing light in a couple of hours.
Yep.
And we still have quite a long way to go by lots of things. So
We've achieved a lot. Nothing's broken.
not yet, not yet.
Shouldn't jinx it.
We haven't had flats.
No.
We haven't had
Beginner's
stuff
luck.
breaking. We haven't put them on their lids.
You having fun?
I'm having fun.
I'm having fun. It's totally different to anything I've done before.
When it's your first time doing it,
Yeah.
it's just kind of, it's weird
all
because you
new.
don't know how it's meant to feel. It's probably the first time you do a track day, which for us was maybe, I don't know, 15 years ago or more. And you go, wow, can your car corner that fast? Can
Yep.
you brake that late?
Yep.
And then you get more and more threshold of what you can do.
I reckon this
here
is one of the
scary.
only kind of first times, there's maybe two where you need to bring a raincoat every time.
This trail has thrown one last challenge at us, a narrow path with no cheetah tracks in sight. So if you can't go around it, you've just got to go through it. We're finally out of this forest and ready to set up camp.
I really thought for a second you were going to be on your side.
Yeah, and your thing looked like it was going to tip over more than once too. Very capable little vehicles though.
They're very capable. It's going to be an awesome night, mate, and a continuation of what has been an epic adventure.
I'm going to get the Barbie.
Awesome.
There's nothing better after a big day of adventuring in your mad four-wheel drive truck and your mad four-wheel drive Jimny than a tasty meal. Now, last night my friend cooked me one of the best steaks I've ever had in my entire life. So tonight I'm going to return the favour by cooking him one of the best sausages he's ever had in his life. Now, these are particularly interesting because they are vegan. That's right, vegan.
Vegan sausages, Martin.
A vegan sausage. I thought you'd be into it because, you know, you were veggie for so long.
Do you want a Jack or a Jim?
Jack.
A Jack. There
Thanks,
you go,
man.
mate.
Awesome.
Cooking by the river.
Yeah.
There you go, mate.
Now I'm going to be cooking this up on a little Weber, which is like a mad little gas Barbie. These things just do a really good job of sausages. All the heat stays in it, all the moisture does.
Vegan sausages are shite.
You might be asking
by the
yourself,
way.
what's in a vegan sausage? You haven't had this one yet, dude. What's in a vegan sausage? Let me tell you. Water, plant protein, soy and pea, oil, coconut oil flavour, natural flavouring,
Sounds
vegetable
terrible.
powder, beetroot powder, spices, herb and spice extract. Doesn't sound that bad. As long as if you didn't call it a sausage, you'd probably have a go at it. Anyway, all we're going to do is throw these on the Barbie. They don't need long, between 10 and 15 minutes, turning regularly, stick them in a sanger and make a mad dinner.
So what's for a sausage sandwich?
Yeah.
Like a bunning sandwich.
Dude, come on.
but in the bush.
Dude, it's awesome. You're going to love it. Mm-hmm. So we're going to throw them on.
Do you have to like oil them up or salt them or anything?
Nah, man, these are good to go. You can throw a bit of oil on there if you want to, but Webers are nice like that. They sort of keep the moistiness and the juiciness. Throw them in. In
Martin,
10 minutes,
let me tell you something.
Excellent sausages.
Now the lid is closed, that's called barbecuing. When the lid is up, that's called grilling. Some people don't know the difference. Barbecue, what does it mean? Barb means beard. Q means butthole. Barbecue means beard to ass because they used to put an animal on the spit and then they'd cook it. That's what barbecue actually means. You cutting up some vegan cheese as well, mate?
No, mate, it's not vegan.
Is that just normal cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no rules that say your whole meal has to be vegan.
No, of course not, but a vegan sausage with normal cheese sounds delicious.
You can have a part vegan meal if you want.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's like having a part meat meal.
I mean, most meals are part vegan, aren't they, if you have some lettuce with it?
Well, here's the thing, mate. You could eat a steak with some salad. That's a vegan meal with a side of steak.
It's about time we turned our snags, though.
Martin, I'm not being rude, but
Yes,
every
you
time
are.
I put my arm on this and that slides down, it makes a weird noise, like this. If I lie on it, see, it goes down, so don't be thinking I'm making weird noises. It's my chair.
Okay, if you say so. Gourmet cheese, gourmet bread, gourmet vegan snags.
Hey, Martin,
Yeah.
do you think that after 13 years of making this show together, we've hit a turning point and now it's actually just all about off-road? Like,
Yeah.
is this better than Sylvias and Skylines and Supras and MR2s and Golf Rs and Minis and 240s and Super Gramps, Geminis, RX7s? Like, is this better or
Yeah.
is it? It is?
Absolutely. Well, it just took us 13 years to work it out. Some people went and bought a four-wheel drive or some Hilux thing and just went in the dirt once and went camping and cooked a vegan sausage and went, this is living, Barry. This is life. This is the best thing that's ever going to happen. And this is what we're doing forever. We're going camping for our whole lives. People love camping, man. They love four-wheel driving. Everyone loves it. There must be a reason.
So this is it.
This is it. You're
We
doing
just
it.
sell everything.
Yes.
Get rid of all the cars.
Yep.
Two-door STI gone.
Yep.
Lotus gone.
Yep.
240Z gone.
Yep. And our thing should just be called K-Truck and Jimny.com.
Right. Do we own that domain yet?
No, but we should probably buy it before we put it on this so that people don't buy it.
What if we go to, what did you say it was called?
K-Truck and Jimny.com.
I just wonder that website when you go there, just a picture of a vegan sausage, and the only thing on that website is two recipes. Your vegan sausage recipe and my steak recipe.
No, that's going to be good. That's your one.
Oh, it's got fat, didn't it?
It's time, mate. The best sausage sandwich you've ever had.
Yeah, I want
and the
that one.
healthiest. I'm giving
I
you
want
that one. Straight over the
Sideways,
middle there.
please.
That way?
Yeah. You've got to remember, because I've been veggie for so long, in the 90s, vegetarian products were not like what they are now.
Really?
It was like not chicken and not thing, and they were definitely not those things. Now it's hard to tell that a not sausage is not really a not sausage. It's really good, man.
It's all right.
Thanks, Martin.
Kind of wish I brought a real sausage.
I'm not selling any of my mad cars, by the way. You don't have to just be a four-wheel driver
No.
or a Nissan Maggot
That's it.
or a track guy, because
No.
last week I was driving my Lotus. This week I'm driving a Jimny. That's cool, isn't it?
Yep.
I think just car people want to try and stick everyone in a thing.
Yep.
Because when I got a Mini, everyone's like, oh, Minis are really lame, but Sylvias are awesome. But then I've owned a Sylvia at the same time as I owned a Mini. So am I a cool
Yep.
Sylvia guy or am I a loser Mini guy?
Well, that's just like people want to categorise you, don't you? You're a hairdresser. Oh, but you also ice skate and you help kids with early education, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, less boxes.
Yeah.
Let people be what they want to be.
Experience as much as you can. What I've loved the most about this is a new experience.
Yeah.
Learning new things, learning how to drive off-road, growing my experience as a driver, learning how to maintain the car, learning how to modify the car.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about, man.
After a good night's sleep, we are back on the road, headed to our final destination.
How you doing in the K-Truck this morning, mate?
Any morning in a K-Truck that's achieved what this has is a good morning. I'm stoked, man.
Well, man, this is our last day, so we got a bit more dirt to get through than a river crossing. Been a lot of rain, so we'll see how we go. And then on our way to our final destination.
I'm so happy with what these cars have achieved, man. Like, I'm looking forward to getting home and servicing it and like checking how it all went. Like, I'm really stoked.
And there's still so many more mods we can do, man. We're only at stage 1 four-wheel drive mods. That means there's 98 more stages to go.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't done like any crazy recoveries. We've been lucky with the weather and with the surface.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been rainy, but it's been okay. We're still rolling, and we're still rubber side down, which is a good thing.
It turns out the river that we were worried about crossing was nothing to worry about at all, and now we are almost at the end of our trip.
Being four-wheel drive newbies, we didn't really know what to expect, but these mad little cars haven't failed us once, and all that's left to do now is enjoy the drive.
With the last of the off-road tracks behind us, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to find out which one of these cars is going to be the king of the mountain. We've made our way to Mount Panorama, the famous racetrack in Bathurst that's home to the Supercars series. And we're about to embark on the slowest battle to the top that this circuit has ever seen.
Okay, mate, we've made our way to Mount Panorama in Bathurst in our mad little cars. And now it's time to battle it out to see who's the real king of the mountain. Key to the mountain.
At the speed limit because it's a public road, although I don't think our cars are going to be able to break the speed limit here anyway.
No, very doubtful, mate.
Let's see that little Jimny can catch the mighty K-truck. I'm doing 46.
I'm doing 51 kilometres an hour and I'm coming for you, mate.
Feels like I'm fully racing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm pulling away, dude. Top of third gear. Here we go.
Go, Jimny, 56 kilometres an hour.
All right, I've hit 60, so that's my speed limit, and that's about as quick as it'll go up this hill anyway. This is the world's slowest race in history, mate.
I don't think it's called a race if this is as fast as these cars will go and we can't catch each other.
I'm not going to back a gear for the steep bit, mate. Here we go. That's 60. That's as fast as I'm allowed to go. He's not catching me, bud. He's not going to get me up these hills.
The hills is where I'm going to catch you, mate. 1.3 litres of power. Here we go.
No chance, man. I got my bucket dorts next to me. Dip it in.
I'm down into second gear. Come on, Jimny. Let's go.
All right, I'm really going to struggle with this bit.
Yeah, Jimny. I'm gaining on you. I'm gaining. Yes. Go, Jimny. Go, Jimny.
End of second gear. That was on the limiter.
I'm going 49 kilometres an hour and very, very slowly gaining on you.
I'm dropping 44, 42, 40.
I can't catch you, man. I can't catch you at all. What a joke.
Come on, little K-truck. This is the hardest it's ever worked in its life.
You're pulling away. You are legitimately pulling away. My foot is in the carpet, dude.
Yes, top of the mountain, my friends.
Man, the K-truck dominated the dirt. It's now dominating the mountain. What an absolutely freaking awesome little truck.
Man, I made it to the top ahead of you, Jimny.
Dude, that is gold, mate. That is gold.
What a treat, man. That was awesome. We made it to the top.
This is it, man. This brings us to the end of our adventure. It's been an awesome couple of days out on the dirt. It's been cool hanging out. Really, really impressed with the cars, man. They did really well. Or the truck, whatever you call yours, it did great. We've made it to the top in about 4 minutes, which I reckon's faster than the supercars do it. So we have made it to the top of the mountain, Mount Panorama, in fact, in Bathurst. Now, I'm so impressed with how the little Suzuki Jimny did. This was my first time driving anything off-road of any substantial off-roadness, and the little car did amazingly. But I think the real MVP we can all agree on is the truck.
Well, the K-truck, that's not really built to be doing this kind of stuff. It's built to be putting around the farm or, you know, a trader ute in Japan, tipping stuff off, and it made it the whole way. It just impressed me, a little mountain goat, man.
Yeah. And I think it was just good because it's something really different for us. You know, we're kind of normally making fast cars, sometimes really fast cars or nuggety things. Now, these are nuggety, but they're slow, but still really, really fun. It's a different kind of fun than drifting or drag racing or circuit racing, but it's still fun. Is it just as fun, Martin?
Oh, it's different. And
It's
you know
different.
what? You know what I love about it? All the cool stuff, like it unlocks so much stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's a sign that says 4-wheel drives only. You send it down that track.
Yeah.
There's a track that you could never get a normal car. Oh, I think we can get through there. Like no doubling back, just go for it, have some fun, and a lot of problem solving, like working out how to get your little car up through that stuff.
And there's so much crossover as well. Like when you're making performance cars, you're looking at suspension, you're looking at wheels, you're looking at tyres, you're looking at intakes. Like this is just the same, but kind of opposite.
And it's the fun little thing that happens as you're doing these kind of adventures. You start thinking about, oh, what can I improve, or what areas do I need to sort of work on? And now I've got a little list in my head of how I can make this even more mad.
Yep.
So it's even more capable.
Awesome, man. Well, well done.
You too, man.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
We finished off in style. I think there's only one real way we need to
please.
finish off this trip, mate.
No.
Finishing it off.
Please, no.
In action. No,
Please,
just
no.
a little.
No,
Just a
don't.
little.
That's-
I don't even know if it was pointed at
Yuck.
you. There we go. No, we're sharing it, man. Sharing Justin Bieber's girlfriend.
That had just worn off from the camp shower.
Oh, so good. You can have half the slinky because it's a
Thanks.
long drive home.
Yes, thanks, man.
Thanks, everybody. See you next time. And we hope you enjoyed the adventure.
Merry Christmas, everybody.